Hello everyone, good evening. Please confirm that you can hear me. Hi Mridin, hi Sophia. Can you guys hear
Yes,
me? Am I audible?
yes, very audible. Can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. So good evening everyone and welcome to this short course session with 10 Analytics. Kindly let us know where you're joining us from this evening. My name is Vivian and I'll be facilitating this session alongside my colleague. So let's see us in the chat. Where are we joining this session from? Would like to meet you. So just drop your name and where you're joining us from in the chat box. And my colleagues will be dropping a link. So you have to fill the form so that you can get access to this session after we're done. All right, so we'll be starting in a couple of seconds. All right, I see Gilbert. So Gilbert is joining us from Bristol, UK. I have Prince from the UK as well. A lot of UK people. All right, so let's drop it in the chat. Let me see how many of us are in this session. I have Daniel from Scotland. Amazing, amazing. Welcome, Daniel. Welcome, Gilbert. Welcome, Prince. Who else do I have on the chat box? Okay. So while I'm waiting for that, let's quickly, start this session and, get into some discussions around what we have today. So basically, we are looking at scanning for common vulnerabilities using Nmap as a newbie in cybersecurity. So I'm very sure that most of us are, kind of wondering what Nmap is, or maybe you're just hearing about cybersecurity for the first time, or you've been hearing about it and you just want to, get more clarity. So this session, we're going to be breaking a lot of things down, and I'm very sure we're going to have fun after now. Gilbert says, anyway, I'm a newbie. I want to transition into the tech industry. I mean, you are in the right place, okay? So don't worry, safe hands, and this session is going to, give you clarity on what you need to do next, okay? All right, so let's move ahead quickly. Let's move ahead quickly. So I'm very sure most of us already know 10 Analytics, but I'll just go ahead, give us a background of who we are. And we already know that we are the leading ed tech company focused on providing you training in technology skills and delivering comprehensive data consulting services. So we have over 4 years experience in building tech talents for the workforce, and we have helped over 2,500 people transition from the classroom into their very first jobs in tech. And this spans across the UK. I know I saw a lot of people introduce themselves from the UK. We have the US, Canada, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And we are committed to making the technology sector more accessible through premium training, right? So we don't offer just cybersecurity. We have other courses like data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management. But I mean, this session is all about cybersecurity today. Okay, so you can follow us on our different handles. We have our website here, Instagram, X, which you already know as Twitter, and LinkedIn. All right, so we're expecting to see you follow us on these platforms. Okay, so let's move on. So joining me in this session today is my colleague, Muideen Ade Akani, and he's an amazing colleague. I mean, Muideen is just an amazing person, right? I don't want to be on this call and start saying all the amazing things I know about him. So Muideen has a wealth of experience as a data analyst, business intelligence analyst as well, and he's helped a lot of people, a lot of organizations streamline their operations to align with their strategic goals. Okay, Muideen has also mentored people and helped over 500 people transition into the tech space and land their very first jobs, okay, without any form of tech background. And I think that was Gilbert saying, oh, he doesn't have a tech background, or he's a newbie. I mean, Muideen is that person, right? And 10 Analytics is the place to help you transition seamlessly into tech. Okay, so Muridin's experience spans innovation and growth catalyst, business development manager, data analyst, and then management and data analytics consulting. And he has worked across sectors like edtech. I mean, Muridin is an amazing person with us at Analytics, finance, logistics, and health tech as well. Okay, so let's move ahead to the lady of the day, and that is me. Vivian Isiama speaking to you in this session this evening, right? I'm sure that you guys have been wondering, oh, who is this lady speaking? So this is me now. And I don't want to blow my trumpet too much, but okay. Let's go ahead. So I'm Vivian and I'm a senior cybersecurity specialist here at Analytics. And I have experience in security operations, threat intelligence, governance, risks and compliance, incident response, digital forensics. I have certifications with the ISC squared, BLT1, and basically I have implemented different kind of security tools for organizations, from SIM tools, role-based access control, multi-factor authentication solutions. I can keep on naming all of them, right? But, let's stop there. Let's not talk about me too much because we are here for you. And you guys are here to see how you can transition into tech. And that's what we are here to give you today. All right. So beyond my technical skills and everything that I do, I'm very passionate about cybersecurity and mentoring people like you to, seamlessly transition into this field and bridging the gap between theory and real world application to make cybersecurity more accessible for you and very, very impactful. Okay. So I've helped close to 200 people transition seamlessly into the field. And I think they are actually more, right? I need to, add to my numbers. They're actually really more than that. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let's see if I have anything in the chat. So please, let's not forget, my colleagues will be dropping the attendance form in the chat for us. And I would like us to, quickly fill that form so that you have access to the recording for this session and the slides as well. Okay. Let's see if I have anyone in the comments. Okay, for now, no one, but I'm very sure we'll be having a lot of questions before the session is over, right? So what are we doing today? So first things first is the session is all about, scanning for common vulnerabilities as a cybersecurity newbie, but Analytics, we don't just come to, give you those short courses. We have other things in store for you, right? So we're going to be talking about the pathway to becoming a cybersecurity professional and securing a job. And we'll also be looking at our growth internship program, right, where you get to, work hands-on on different projects and, you are able to hone your skills and perfect them as well. And we're not leaving this session without giving you our special discount offer. I know that we're going to be really excited about this, and I can't wait to get to that point. All right, so let's move ahead and let's see what we have for today. So first things first, we're going to start with what cybersecurity is, right? I think I already have it on my screen. So I would like to see us, in the chat, what is cybersecurity for you? I know you've been hearing cybersecurity, you're a newbie, you might be working in that organization right now, or you're not even working, but you've had some experiences like scams and stuff like that. So what's cybersecurity for you? I would like to see us in the chat. Let's, put down something. Tell me what cybersecurity means to you and how, you've related with it maybe in your day-to-day life, right? Because cybersecurity is all around us. We do everything cyber on a daily basis. You're on the internet, you're on Instagram, TikTok, all the different applications that you use. So what does cybersecurity mean for you? Okay, so let's see if we have any responses in the chats for now. Let's see. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, right, let's not forget to fill the attendance form for this session. All right, so I'll quickly just go into it. And cybersecurity basically involves safeguarding systems, safeguarding networks, and data against digital threats and attacks. And I mean, all of us can relate to this, right? Maybe if you feel like, oh, you're not relating to networks, I don't even know what planets you are living in currently, because we are all connected, and like we're connected through different networks, right, over the internet. Okay, so how do we safeguard these systems? How do we safeguard the network? How do we safeguard our data, right? Our personal data and every other data that we put out there. How do we safeguard them? That's why cybersecurity is here, and it's actually here to stay. Okay, so the main objective of cybersecurity is maintaining confidentiality, integrity, and availability of digital information and resources as well. So this is illustrated by the CIA triad. So the triangle you can see on your screen is what we refer to as the CIA triad in cybersecurity. So basically, we are looking at making sure that we keep data safe. People that are not supposed to have access shouldn't have access to it, right? We also want to have data integrity, where data is not just changed the way you like everybody just has access, and then data is just changing from one thing to the other. And sometimes when we even have like fake news online, this is us looking at data integrity as well. How true is it, right? And then we look at availability, where we're making sure that people have access to resources when they need it, right? And exactly when they need to use it as well. So that's what cybersecurity is. I mean, very simple, right? And this is a field that you're going to enjoy so much, because you're going to be protecting people's data. And I mean, it starts from you, because cybersecurity is for everybody, right? So you're going to enjoy this field a lot. So let's move ahead to the next thing that I have. So what are network vulnerabilities? Because our topic is, looking at common vulnerabilities, right? So what are network vulnerabilities? So for me, I would say that network vulnerabilities are weaknesses in a network setup, software, or rules that attackers can take advantage of. And these weaknesses can cause problems like data leaks, system downtime, or some other security issues, right? And when we are looking at vulnerabilities, we are basically just saying weaknesses. So it's just like you saying, oh, I have a gate to my compound, right? And that gate doesn't have a padlock anymore. I mean, there's a weakness already existing there, which means that anybody can come to that gate and then just open it and get in, or open it, carry anything they want to carry, and then leave, right? That's basically what our networks are as well. We are transferring data every single day on the internet, right? We have different doors that are open on the internet, and people just enter in there, pick up things, and leave. And we basically can't see most of these things with our bare eyes. They're just happening behind the scene. All you know is that you are going to that shopping website and you're trying to, buy something, or you're on the internet and you're trying to download stuff, But then there are actually vulnerabilities, there are weaknesses in these configurations, right? And that's why cybersecurity is here to also, make sure that we are protected, make sure we are doing things the right way. Okay, so that's what network vulnerabilities are. Basically, the weaknesses in our network setup, and it can result to different problems like data leaks and then system downtime as well. And then some other examples include weak passwords. Like, those are vulnerabilities that can exist within a network, right? Using weak passwords, and most of us are very, very fond of repeating our passwords across different accounts. So when you are looking at let's say you have a particular account, let's say your Google account now, you use one password for it, your bank account, you're using the same password. I mean, the moment an attacker is able to get hold of it, because that's already a vulnerability in itself, you might feel like, oh, I'm just using the same password, they might not know. But immediately an attacker is able to get just one password, you can imagine what will happen to all your accounts, right? They're able to log into every other thing. So that's a vulnerability in itself. So I want you to apply this when we are talking about network vulnerabilities as well. All right, so let's move on from this and let's look at the star of the show for this evening, which is Nmap. What is Nmap? Nmap is short for network mapper. So when you say Nmap, we're just saying network mapper, right? It's nothing so big. Network Mapper. And this is basically just a free open source tool that you use to discover devices, or we call them hosts in cybersecurity, right? But when you hear hosts, you're basically talking about maybe your phones, your laptops, your desktops, whatever device maybe exists within that office environment, or your house environment, right? You are basically able to map them on the network using this tool. Okay, so what Nmap does for us is basically help us to discover these hosts or these devices, and then the services that are running on them as well. So as cybersecurity professionals, Nmap helps us to identify the active devices, the open ports, which are the doors I referred to earlier over the internet, right? And potential vulnerabilities. And maybe you can say potential, but maybe there are some vulnerabilities already existing, but then we also have potential vulnerabilities, right? So Nmap basically just helps us to, identify these things on time. There are organizations that basically don't even know what is going on the back end. If data is even leaving their organization, all they know is that they are, transacting and doing all whatnot. But then that is where you actually come in as a cybersecurity person. So this is what Nmap does for us. And, a quick example to, help you understand what Nmap is, just think of it like a flashlight and the room is dark, right? And then you are using Nmap, and Nmap is able to give you visibility into the network, right? So your flashlight is able to, as you turn it on, you're able to see what is going on in the room. So that's what Nmap is all about. And we're able to see these doors that are open and like, oh no, this one shouldn't be open and I should close this. This shouldn't be open, I should close this, right? That's what Nmap is about. So I hope I've been able to, break this down and make it really relatable for you. And if you have questions, please do not hesitate to drop your questions in the chat. Okay, don't forget to fill the attendance form that my colleagues are also dropping, so that you have access to this content after the session. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing, and that is understanding basic Nmap commands, right? So I'm going to be showing us like the Nmap manual when we go into the practical aspect of this, so that we can all, understand like the power of Nmap, right? Yes, we say it's a network mapper, but it's not just a tool. Like, it's a really powerful tool that we use in cybersecurity, and you are able to, get visibility on a lot of things. And it's not only us as cybersecurity professionals that use this particular tool. Attackers also use it, right? So they are able to, do the same things, but for a bad reason. And then we are doing it for a good reason, to find out the weaknesses, and then how do we close them before an attacker is able to, use those vulnerabilities against us as an organization. Okay, so first command I have on my screen is Nmap, and we're basically giving it an IP address of 192.168.1.1. So this scan, right, is just a basic scan to check for live hosts. So remember I said that hosts are like your phones, your laptops, or whatever you have on the network. And then it's able to scan for open ports as well, like what services, what doors are open on this particular device, right? What is going on this particular device. Okay, that's what that first command does for us. The second one is Nmap dash small letter S and then capital S, and then we give it the IP address again, right? So this is basically like a stealth scan, and then less likely to be detected. So basically we're looking at it in the sense that if an attacker is using this kind of scanning, they basically might go undetected in the network. Like, you won't be able to see them do this scan. Maybe you have a SIM tool, and that SIM tool might not be able to like pick it up instantly, right? So that's what a stealth scan actually does. Then we have the Nmap dash small letter V, small letter S rather, and then capital letter V. And then we have the IP address again. And this particular scan shows what services and versions are running, right? What services and the versions of those services that are running. And then we have the Nmap dash capital O, and this is for OS detection, and it tries to guess the operating system. So basically, there are a lot of things you can do with Nmap, and as we all know, we have like different kinds of operating systems. You have Mac OS, we have Linux, we have Windows, So Nmap is able to help you to, guess the operating system that might be on that network, right? So that's why I said it's a very powerful tool. You can do a lot of things with Nmap. Nmap is not just, a tool that you just play around with, but playing around with it anyway is going to, give you a lot of information as well as a cybersecurity person. And maybe looking at it from an attacker perspective, you are now able to use the information that Nmap has given to you to perform some tasks as well. That is if you are very interested in career path like penetration testing as well. Then we have the Nmap-A, and they will give you the IP address again. And this is basically an aggressive scan, right? It combines like most of all the other ones that I already explained to us, all right, from the beginning. And you are now able to, combine version detection, OS detection. It's going to do a script scan. It's even going to try to brute force for you to try to log into some of those services and see if there's access. If there's any form of weak password, Nmap would be able to log in, and you might see it on your results. All right. So that's what Nmap can do. Very, very powerful tool. But let's not dwell on this. Let's move ahead quickly so that we can, take some questions if we have them. So I have a scenario here that we're going to be working on, and basically this is on Nova Enterprises, and they're a retail company that has just launched their e-commerce website. And what's the security situation with Nova Enterprises? They basically have no dedicated security team. So let's say maybe they're just a startup, they don't have money to, get cybersecurity professionals and all in-house, and they're actually unaware of the vulnerabilities that exist within their network, right? They just launched their website and there's nothing protecting it. There's nobody even looking out for any form of weaknesses and all that, right? That's the situation with them at the moment. And now they've called on us as cybersecurity professionals, and it is our job to run an initial assessment using Nmap to identify the risks that exist within Nova Enterprises. So moving on, we have our tech stack. So our star of the show, which is Nmap today, which is a network mapping and vulnerability identification tool. And then we'll be using Ubuntu, which is a vulnerable virtual machine for testing. So we usually use this, in our labs to make sure that you are not testing another person's network. You have to create your own and then do these tests. And basically, you are able to build skills for the real world as well. Okay, so we'll also be using our Kali Linux tool, and this is basically, we'll use it as, let's say, the attacker machine, or let's say the Nmap scanning machine, because Kali Linux is what actually hosts Nmap, right? So on Kali, you have the Nmap tool in there. So that's why we are using Kali Linux, and then using it to, call the Nmap tool to do whatever we want on the network as well. So if you're someone that is very interested in pen testing, I mean, you're going to be using all of these tools on a daily basis, and other career paths as well use this tool. For me, I use Kali Linux like every single day. I use Ubuntu every single day, and even Nmap, right? And other tools that, are too numerous to mention. So you're really going to enjoy this field. I'm telling you, there are a lot of tools that you need to like try your hands on, and they're really amazing as well. So to run a basic Nmap scan, our first objective, right, is what do we want to identify? So we're identifying the open ports and the services that are running on, that particular server or that particular device, or, whatever it is on the network at that moment. And our command, I already showed us some Nmap commands, that we should know. And basically, we are telling Nmap to, scan a specific IP address. And our outputs, we're looking at, okay, it's going to list out open ports for us, the running services. So we're going to see things like HTTP, maybe HTTPS, and then the port numbers, SSH, which is secure shell, and then FTP, which is our file transfer protocol on port 21. So we're going to be running this scan in a bit. So give me a moment to reshare my screen so that I can, show us exactly how to run an Nmap scan. Hi, Sophia. Please confirm if you can see my virtual machine screen.
Not yet, Vivian.
Okay, please give me a moment. So I'm going to try to do that right now. Okay. I don't know, it seems I'm still on my slide screen. So let's do this. Let's see if you can see it now. Please let me know if you can see Kali on the screen, please. Am I audible?
Yes, so your virtual box is on.
Okay, it's on. All right, thanks. So what I'm not sure is if I can change my screen. I seem to be having a little bit of hiccups on that, but I'm going to try sharing again in a bit. Okay, so I think I can share my entire screen now. All right, so this is my Kali screen. So I believe that we can see this now. So this is basically my Kali Linux screen. And then I have my Ubuntu screen over here, right? So if you're wondering, what can I see on the screen? Don't worry, I'm going to explain that in a bit. So these are like the different kind of tools that I use like on a daily basis, right? And then this is the machine that is currently running alongside Kali Linux. So this is the Ubuntu, and then this is Kali over here. So on Kali Linux, this is the tool that actually hosts the Nmap tool, right? And as a cybersecurity person, you want to be able to scan different networks. So for the sake of this short course, and basically for the sake of we don't want to start scanning people's websites over the internet, which is very, very illegal, right? We have set up, or I have set up like a lab that we're going to use. So that's why we're using Kali, and then I have my Ubuntu. So my Ubuntu is going to serve as, the server, or let's say the website that we're scanning. So basically what I've done here was to search for my IP address, and my IP address here is 192.168.1.5. So if you are wondering, oh, how did I do that? The command is IP and then space A. And when I click enter on my keyboard, you are basically able to see that IP address over here again. So this is the IP address we're going to be scanning with Nmap. So I'm going to come back to Kali Linux over here. And this is where I'm going to, show you how to use the Nmap command right here. So I think, let me have a new SAMI now. Okay, so Nmap. So, I promised that I was going to show us like the manual page at the beginning. So Nmap -- help, that's the command you want to use when you want to see the manual page. So if I click enter on my keyboard, we're able to see like a lot of text here that explains what Nmap is about, right? So you can see here that the usage for Nmap, it has different kind of scan types, options, and then target specifications. So we have target specifications, so you can pass host names. So if you want to pass like a URL, www.google.com, or your company's website, but please don't scan your company's website or any other website without permission. It's very illegal and you can get arrested for that, right? It will be seen as a malicious activity. So you can pass host names, you can pass IP addresses, just like I showed us during my presentation, and then network. So when we talk about networks, like you're scanning like a whole subnet of networks, right? Range of IP addresses as well. And then we have different examples, like you can see here. If you to pass host name, scanme.nmap.org, microsoft.com, and then /24, which is the entire network. That's what you want to scan for microsoft.com. But please don't go and scan their website. Thank you. So we also have like IP addresses, just like you saw on my screen here, 192.168.0.1. Right, and then we have IP addresses range as well. So from .1 to 254, because we have about 255 IP addresses. All right, so these are the different arguments you can use. I'm sure I showed us something like -o, -a. So you can see a lot of them here, like -il, -ir. It's just a lot of them, and you can basically do a lot with this. You can do a lot with this. So Nmap is a very, very great tool. It's going to help you discover a lot of things depending on what you are looking out for. Okay, so let's do our first scan for Nmap. And we can see here, it also gave us examples on how to run some of these scans. But then we'll be using the aggressive scan so that we are able to, have visibility and insight into, what is going on that Ubuntu machine. So I'm just going to use the clear command to clear my screen here so that we can start on a clean slate. Nice. So I'm going to do Nmap and then -A, and I'm going to give you the IP address of the Ubuntu machine, which was 192.168.1.5. So I'll just quickly check that again to be sure that that is what I have there. So 192.168.1.5. Yeah, so I'm going to click enter on my keyboard, and then the Nmap scan has started. Very easy, right? Very, very easy. So I showed us the manual page for Nmap, so you are able to read through it, try out different kind of scans, see what the results look like. Okay, and you are able to understand what is going on in your network. Okay, so let's scroll all the way up. Our Nmap scan has completed. So remember that I did an aggressive scan. If I did just a basic scan, you basically just be seeing open ports. Okay, you won't be seeing a lot of things come up like this, just open ports. So for here, we can see that our Nmap scan started and it's showing us the scan reports for the particular device that we asked it to scan, and it says that the host is up. So remember, I told us that host basically just means the devices on the network, right? So here you can see that it says that 977 closed TCP ports. So it means that there are some ports that are not open while others might be open. And remember from the presentation, I told us that the aggressive scan, combines a lot of things into one. So you're able to see maybe the OS, which is your operating system. You're able to see version numbers for each service running on, that website or, the server or whatever you are scanning basically. Okay. So for here, we have the first port and the state of the service and the version number as well. So we have port 21, which is a TCP port, and we call this FTP, right? And the state of this port is open. So it says it's open. So FTP is basically a file transfer protocol. And for file transfer protocol, when you're on the internet downloading and uploading all the different things that you upload, maybe uploading your picture to Instagram, to TikTok and whatever, FTP is actually, behind the scene facilitating most of these things as well. And then we have a version number here. So what you want to look out for in this is, okay, I have this version number as an attacker, or what an attacker will do is take this version number and then go all the way to the internet to start searching for vulnerabilities that affect this specific version of FTP, right? And then they are now able to attack it. Okay, and then we can see here that the FTP server status says connected to 192.168.1.4. Remember that we scanned 1.5. So it means that this FTP service is already very weak. Like there's a vulnerability existing. I didn't even need to go and search anything on the version number, but I can see this, that it is weak, and it's already showing me that it is logged in as FTP. It means that Nmap was able to scan and even log in to this computer, right? So we can see all of these things here. And if you look down here, it's telling us that FTP, it has a username of anonymous. So FTP login allowed. So you can see that FTP was open and the login was allowed. So it means that there's basically no password here. So if this was an organization like Nova Enterprises, I mean, they're in big trouble because anybody can just come into their environment, upload malware, download all their files, or maybe even like putting ransomware into their systems, and everything is shut down. So this is something that as a cybersecurity person, you want to always look out for, right, when you conduct Nmap scans. So we also have port 22 here, which is open SSH, and SSH is basically secure shell, and you're looking at secure shell because you are able to remotely access someone else's system. So there's a vulnerable version that already exists, which is telnet, and I think I have telnet here as well, and you can see that telnet is open. So if we have something like this that everybody knows is vulnerable, you can imagine what an attacker can do with this. Okay, and then for SSH, we also see that SSH is open as well. And there's something I'm seeing here that looks like the keys that could be used to log in, right? The numbers I can see here, they look like the keys that could be used to log into SSH. So as an attacker, or if an attacker is in your environment, or let's say for Nova Enterprises, right, he's basically able to, remotely access this system from anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. He's able to do anything he wants to do on that system like an administrator, and basically just move, right? And this company has no visibility. They don't know what is going on. So this is our job, to basically do this scan and, tell the organization, okay, this is what is going on. So you basically want to have like screenshots of this as evidence when you are showing your organization that, oh, this is what is going on the back end. This is what is happening on your systems. These ports are open. You want to make sure that you close them up and make sure that some of these things are not facing the internet. All right. So we're going to stop here for now so that I don't take all of our time as well. So let's go back to our slides quickly, and we're going to be looking at some remediation suggestions. So number one is to close the unused ports. I just explained the FTP, I explained SSH, I explained Telnet. So as an organization, you want to make sure that you are using your firewall, right, to block these unused services, because you don't want people remotely accessing your network. All right. So you want to make sure that you block these unused services. You want to update your software as well. Like we saw for FTP, we saw the version numbers, we saw for SSH. You want to make sure that you are updating the versions of these services in your network. Because if you don't, an attacker is just going to go to Google and just type for vulnerabilities on version 2.3. This, and they will get it, and they are able to exploit that vulnerability in your system. So this is something that you want to take very, very seriously as a cybersecurity analyst while working for any organization. And then you also want to enforce strong password policies. So this is a control to make sure that everybody, right, in the organization is using strong passwords and unique ones. So it's not that, oh, I have a strong password for software A and then the weak password for software B. No, you are able to, enforce this thing in your organization to make sure that you are mitigating against brute force attacks. Because like what I saw on that scan, I can basically, scan again and or maybe brute force and get, random passwords, random usernames, and I'm able to log into different accounts at the same time. Okay, so this is something you want to really look out for while you are conducting your Nmap scan. So moving on, these are some best practices that I put down here for us so that we're able to understand how to use Nmap properly. You don't want to just go ahead and try this on anybody's network. So that's why number one thing is always scan with permission. Unauthorized scanning is illegal and can be interpreted as malicious activity. So please do not scan anybody's network. Do not scan any IP address you just find on the internet. It is wrong to do that. And then you want to use a lab environment. So like you saw me do, I use my Kali Linux, I use my Ubuntu. So you want to make sure that you're using that lab environment, that virtual environment to simulate whatever I just did now. Do not do this on anybody's network. Okay, and then you want to document your findings. So I mean, you're working for an organization. Without your documentation, everything that you saw on Nmap doesn't exist anymore, right? You don't have evidence to show them, okay, this is what is going on in your environment, this is what is happening. Okay, so you want to always take note of the ports that were open, what versions are running. So you must have done research on that to say, okay, this version is vulnerable and we need to close it, we need to update it. All right, so that's why it's very, very important to document your findings, and you're going to need documentation anywhere in cybersecurity. Very, very important. All right, and then you also want to follow ethical hacking principles. So remember, I said in the beginning that Nmap is a tool that pen testers use, and you want to use it responsibly as well. So we've scanned now, we've seen vulnerability existing. This thing is running an older version of FTP, is running an older version of SSH, or it doesn't even have a password at all. Nmap was able to log into FTP, right? So you want to make sure that you are following the ethical hacking principles, right, and use Nmap responsibly. So I'm going to stop here for now, and then I'll be handing over to my colleague, Muideen, who is going to, take us through the next section and, tell us how to get started on this career path. So over to you, Muideen, and thank you very much, everyone. I'll take questions if we have any questions as well in the chat. But please don't forget to fill the form that my colleagues are dropping in the chat. Thank you very much. Hi, Muideen, are you there?
Yes, definitely. I am here. Thank you so much, Vivian. Can you do confirm you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, fantastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to share my screen and I'll be able to just walk them through how they'll be able to learn and also take advantage of what we're talking about. Okay?
All right.
So starting that many people will be wondering now, oh, so everything you said, how exactly do they come into play? How exactly will they learn? Because you've talked about a lot of things that I'm sure that a lot of people that are joining this session or that are hearing about Nmap will be looking at this is like, I don't understand. It seems a little bit technical, it seems a little bit confusing. I have to take notes, I cannot do this, there's limitation to what I can do. So trust me, you see everything that Vivian has been able to explain. These are the things that they are technical and you get to learn them hands-on within the training. And when you're looking at the training, we have 8 different programs that we do offer at analytics, but today we are talking about just one. And one very important thing that we did before we arrive at the programs that we do offer at analytics is went ahead to look at all the major job boards to identify the career or the jobs that company are really looking to hire for. Like they are really looking to hire for these roles in higher number. We did our analysis and we were able to arrive at the 8 different programs that we do offer, right? And the 8 different programs, we have this analysis that we did, which is the ease of learning, meaning you can easily learn all these things, the ease of transitioning, and the high rewarding salary. Takes, for instance, what Vivian just showed you. If you're in class, this is exactly how you get to learn. You work on projects, you test for a network access points, weak points, to be able to make recommendations on how exactly to get that fixed. These are some of the projects you get to work on in your cybersecurity classes and a lot more. And what we did again to make sure that, oh, so we have this guarantee that if you go through the cybersecurity program, you're able to learn it, you're able to transition, and it's going to give you that high rewarding salary. One other thing that we went ahead to do now is went ahead to seek external validation. And what we did was from the World Economic Forum, right? Now, the World Economic Forum was able to, looking at the future of job reports, the report is showing us the fastest growing jobs between 2025 to 2030. And when we mean the fastest growing job, look at all the job titles, the career path that we have globally. Now we are not looking at the fastest, the ones that like than the top. And within those top, we have three different roles that is filled by cybersecurity. You have the security management specialist, you have the IoT specialist, and you have the information security analyst. By going through the cybersecurity program, these are some of the roles that you have ability to get into and get yourself a job. Now, you might not be wondering, what are the skills? So you're looking at Internet of Things specialist, you're looking at security management specialist. What are the skills that you need to be able to get yourself into that role as in cybersecurity? And I'll tell you for free. Let me pin this. And I'll tell you for free, the roles, the things that you get to learn, they are right. So, yes. So if you can see the roles, you have the key learning areas. Now, the cybersecurity program, what it's going to do is we're not going to assume that you know anything in cybersecurity. No, we are not going to do that. So the program itself is going to take you from understanding what cybersecurity itself is. What exactly is cybersecurity and how do you get to learn about all these things? Then from there, you get to learn. So the cybersecurity program itself, by going through this program, you agree with me about that the cybersecurity industry is pretty robust. What Vivian just showed is a pinch from one aspect. We have different aspects of cybersecurity. We have the penetration testers, we have the SOC analyst, we have the threat intelligence analyst, and we also have the GRC specialist. Now, the advantage of going through the cybersecurity program is it's going to teach you how exactly to be this professional. That by the time you are done with your cybersecurity program, you will have enough skill to get yourself a job, either as a penetration tester, to get a job as a SOC analyst, to get a job as a threat intelligence analyst, or even as a GRC specialist. And you will ask me how. This is because from the very start of your program, when you start learning, from your beginning of your learning journey, you start to work on projects. So when you're learning penetration testing for network vulnerability, you're working on a project. Project means something that an organization, they've been able to set up their network and they're looking for cybersecurity and penetration testers to test for vulnerabilities within their network to so that they'll be able to know exactly how to patch up these recommendations and take recommendations and be able to move forward from there. So these are the ways that the things you get to learn. You learn them by using projects, you work on projects, real life projects, and as so doing, you'll be learning, you'll be getting real world experience. This is exactly how your learning path is. And your classes, we have a blended type of learning, meaning you don't just concentrate on live classes, neither do you concentrate on self-paced. We have a blended approach. And what that means is you have a live class that happens on Saturdays. Then you also have a self-paced, which is where you get a pre-recorded video where you have your instructor like Vivian walking you through how to solve another problem using a different approach, working on another project, right? So when you have this for a whole week long. Your classes are on Saturday. If you're in UK, if you're in West Africa, if you're in Europe, your live classes, they are 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, UK time. And if you're in, because I see we have a lot of people joining from UK, so your live classes are on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, then you also have if you have anybody joining from North America, that's in US or in Canada or in Mexico, you have 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Time, that's MST, Mountain Standard Time, or 12 noon EST, Eastern Standard Time. You have from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Now, one very important thing you need to understand is, so you have your live class that happens on Saturday. So if it happens that, oh, so this particular Saturday, you might not really be able to join the class, all your sessions are recorded and they are added to your Google Classroom. And you have a lifetime access to all these recorded videos, right? And for your learning duration, you have total duration of 8 months. You'll be in class learning for 8 months while you have, once you're done with your 6 months in class training, you get to jump on internship. Internship is going to be conducted by our sister company, Amdari, where you get to work on more real life cases. And the advantage of this is, so before you say you want to start looking for a job or anything, the tech space, cybersecurity in particular, it's very heavy on your technical skills. Anybody looking to hire you, they want to know what have you been able to do and exactly the solution you are bringing to the organization. And these are the things that your training itself, your 6 month class will give to you, and your 2 month internship also give to you. So you have ability to take all these projects you worked on, all the solutions you worked on, and have them in your portfolio. So when anybody come asking, oh, David, you applied for this role as a SOC analyst. Can we see things you've been able to do as a SOC analyst? Your portfolio, housing all your projects, all your solutions you've worked on, your portfolio is available to show them exactly what you're capable of doing, right? And you might be wondering, how exactly do this work? And I will tell you, we've been at this for close to 5 years, and we have a strategy that really works. A strategy that if you follow it religiously, most of the time, you will see yourself getting a job even without having a technical experience at all. Like right now, as you speak, everything Vivian did is totally alien to you. Going through the program, 6 months in class and 2 months internship, most of the time before you are done with your training, you will probably see yourself working as a cybersecurity analyst. And I will show you. Now, the strategy. What exactly is the strategy? The strategy is, the first one is learn. We have learn, positioning, apply, and is equals to job. Now, when it comes to learning, you want to really learn a technical skill, which is the cybersecurity. So you're going to learn, and you're going to know exactly what you must have learned. Then it comes to positioning. How exactly, what does it mean to position yourself? Meaning, the first thing you want to do is you want to revamp your CV, because your CV is going to be that digital representation that will go ahead to introduce you before you yourself be coming to the picture. So how does the first impression about you, how exactly is that thing? How exactly does he explain the kind of person that you are? This is the first thing that you will learn how to do. We have in-house professional that will do that for you. Then you also have your LinkedIn optimization, meaning there's a limit to the jobs you can apply to using your CV. And this you get to even learn more in your program. There's a limit to the jobs you can apply to using your CV. There's a community, a robust community that you can leverage to get a job without applying to it. But before you can get to that point, you need to get some things done. And part of these things you need to get done is LinkedIn optimization. Learning, even if at this point you don't have a LinkedIn at all, that is fine. The program is going to teach you. You're going to have multiple sessions with a professional that is going to teach you how to set up your LinkedIn, how to optimize it, to speak as a cybersecurity analyst. So when anybody looking to hire a cybersecurity professional and they go on LinkedIn, the search profile will be popping up to them and giving you the ability to have that person looking to hire reach out to you directly and give you the opportunity to get a job. Then you also have your portfolio. I briefly mentioned it earlier that every project you worked on in class and in training, they'll be housed in your portfolio. Your portfolio is your golden ticket to any job in the tech space. Okay, these are the things that are of key value to whatever you do in the tech space. So you learn exactly what it means and how exactly do you go about it. Then considering a lot of people are just joining or just joining the cybersecurity program without having any prior technical experience. Now, doing all these things by yourself will be pretty difficult. Or picture a scenario whereby You went through the cybersecurity program, and you have my learned colleague Vivian as your mentor, guiding you in exactly what to do, how to do it, and when exactly to do it. When you make mistakes, she's readily available to just guide you on, oh, you shouldn't have done it like this, you should have done it like this. Or probably maybe there's a particular new tool in town that nobody knows about. The fact that she's a senior cybersecurity analyst, she'll be able to have an insight into this new tool, and she'll be able to guide you, oh, Daniel or David, you want to quickly learn this tool, work on this project, and do this one or two with this particular tool. Doing this will give you leverage over every other person within the job market. That is a mentor's guidance that you will never get anywhere except from training, right? And you have also ability to get what we call interview preparation. That means when you apply to jobs or when you get called, when you get reached out to from LinkedIn, before you step into any interview, you have the ability to reach out to us, and we'll have a professional come into a session, one-on-one session with you, and prepare you for any role you're looking to go for. So they will look at your CV that you used to apply to the job. They will look at the job description. They will look at the company itself. Then they look at some other technical things, and they will prepare you for that interview you're looking to go for. Right? This is a one-on-one session that we offer to all of our participants. And when you get the job, definitely you have reference letters that will come from the company. Then we also have something we call on-the-job support, meaning you've gotten a job either while in training or after your training, but you have a specific task that you need to get done. You can easily reach out to us, and these are things that we will provide to give you a easy flow at your workplace. This is how you position yourself. Now, after you've been able to position yourself with everything I've mentioned, then you want to apply. You want to strategically apply like a machine. And trust me, you will be able to get a job. Meaning you learn how to revamp your CV and tailor your CV to every you're looking to go for. Going through a cybersecurity program, you'll be able to apply to, let's say, for example, a SOC analyst role. That CV used for a SOC analyst role is not the same CV you will use for a penetration tester role. How? You will learn how within the program, right? These are the things that we'll have participants go through, and we've been able to get them land a job. And trust me, have lots of testimonials, lots of testimonials. Over here, we have Aditayo. Aditayo actually went through the cybersecurity program, and despite the fact of how competitive the cybersecurity environment is, Adebayo he was even yet to complete his training before he was able to get a job as a cybersecurity analyst. And trust me, you can easily come over here and click watch, and you'll be able to hear what Adebayo is saying. So you want to make sure that if you are joining this session, or if you're on this session, you want to make sure you fill the attendance form so that you'll be able to get this particular slide that I'm using sent to your email, and you'll be able to easily come over to this page, click on this watch, and you get access to what Adita is saying. I don't want to play, so we save ourselves a lot of time. So make sure you complete the form so you'll be able to get this slide. Now, trust me. So you see everything I've talked about that you learn under cybersecurity. All these things I've talked about, these are just 50% of what you'll be getting. Or everything you will learn that will give you the skill to be able to get a job as a penetration tester, a SOC analyst, a threat intelligence analyst, or even a GRC specialist. All this are just 50%. The other 50% is what we call the employability. Now, your employability match with your technical skills, this will be the one that will guarantee you your job 100%. When we're talking about employability, I mentioned a few of them. CV revamp and CV tailoring to every job, LinkedIn optimization, having access to premium job market. I have not mentioned this. So what we did in navigating the job market is we have some premium job boards that we are partnered with, Analytics as a company, but the partnership is definitely, it comes with money. So we paid to these job boards to get access to their premium jobs, meaning jobs that you not by default found anywhere on LinkedIn, on Glassdoor, CV library, Indeed, never. You never find these jobs there, right? So we get access to these jobs and we bring them into your classes, whereby you have the ability to apply to all these jobs. And these are vetted jobs by in-house professionals. You have the ability to apply to these jobs without paying anybody anything, right? We've done this for you, and you have the ability to do that 100%. In also your navigating the job market, we have sessions where we have people like a data IO come back into your class and show you exactly what he did that made him get a job 60 to 70% before completing his program. What exactly did he do? What are the things that he did right? How did he apply? What type of CV he was using? All these things. The fact that I went through the training, you will have the ability for those that are available. We always bring them back into your classes and they will give you those insider secrets on what exactly you can do, just like the same way they get to do the same thing. Then you have interview prep, which I've mentioned before you get into any interview. You have the ability to a one-on-one session with a professional. Then you have reference letter, which is which is something you'll be able to get after your training also. Then you have on-the-job support, which is something I also mentioned that if you get any sort of challenges, these are something that we can easily come and have somebody come on board with you and get sorted for you. Then you also have with the weekly mentorship, which I mentioned, of Vivian holding your hand and guiding you through. This is a session that happens every Thursday. Okay, it happens every Thursday. We have one coming up tomorrow also for students already in the program. Then you have the Upwork optimization session. This is for those looking to get skilled and offer their services on a more freelance platform. So they're looking to get a job and still be able to offer their services on a freelance platform. These are the things that you get access to. So you have a session with a professional that will teach you on how to get that set up and offer your services to both individuals and organization at the same time. Now you might be wondering that, oh, are these things, are they real? Are they real? So trust me, we have thousands of students. Now, so when we talk about close to 3,000 students that have been able to help transition, we are talking about people that does not have any technical background at all. Non-technical background, probably the maximum thing they know how to use or to do with a laptop is probably to check their email. Being able to have people like this go through the training and land themselves a job in the tech space. These are the over 3,000 people. If you are this type that have a little bit of experience in IT support, or you know how to use your little bit of technical tools like your Excel, you know how to use some other technical tools, trust me, you are not in that category because you already have technical skills. We're talking about people that own laptop just to watch movies and check their emails. You need to have this bunch of people transition into tech, and the number is endless. When I mean the number is endless, the number is actually endless. Now, you might be wondering how exactly do you take advantage of everything we've talked about and get yourself into the next class that is starting. Now, our next class is starting by 9th of August. Okay, so by 9th of August, the next class is going to be starting. And to be part of this particular class starting, all you have to do is make sure you register for the next class. And to register, the price for the program, the original price for the program is actually 900 US dollars. That price has been discounted for the first 20 people to register, which is the early bird discount. And that early bird discount is now discounted to 700 US dollars. Okay, that 700 US dollars is also equivalent to 615 pounds. Okay, now you see the 750 US dollars or 615 pounds, you have the ability to spread and pay in instrumental. So you don't have to pay the 615 pounds or 750 US dollars. No, you don't have to. You can pay in instrumental and pay even up until 5 instrumental payments. And that will have you pay 150 US dollars every month for 5 months, or 123 pounds every month for 5 months. And to be able to join the next class, take advantage of everything we've talked about, all you need to do is pay either 150 USD or 123 pounds. And I'm going to walk you through how you'll be able to secure your spot, make your payment, and be part of the session starting next. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and walk you through how you'll be able to do just that. Okay. So my colleague, if you see in the comment section, my colleagues have dropped the link. The main stack is in mainstack.me/enroll analytics. So you want to make sure you click on that link. Once you click on that link, it should take you to the enrollment center. And the enrollment center, you have ability to pay directly from that website. That particular website is geotagged, meaning if you are joining from UK, you'll be able to pay directly using pounds. If you're joining from Nigeria, you also have the ability to pay directly using Naira. So you don't have to say you want to switch a currency to USD or anything like that. Right? You can pay directly with the currency or wherever you're joining from. Then you also, if you're joining from Euros, Ghana, you can pay directly in Ghanaian cedis. Wherever you're joining from, you have the ability to pay directly using the currency of where you're joining from. So you want to make sure you click on the link shared in the chat box by my colleague, right? And remember that discount is early bird and is only available to the first 20 people to register for the program, right? The only first 20 people to register for the program. These are the people that will take advantage of the discount coming 9th of August, right? And if you're looking at the training, that after the training, we'll be getting a sort of certificate. The answer to that is yes. At the time you're done with your training, you'll be getting a certificate, and your certificate is actually accredited by American Council of Training and Development, ACTD, right? So you have this on your certificate, and you have the ability to get skilled that will be valid enough to get a job, and also have a certificate to back your skills, right? So you want to make sure that you take advantage of the discounts and click on the link that my colleagues are sharing in the chat box. Click on that link to take you to the enrollment center. You want to make sure you secure a spot as soon as possible. Now, you might be wondering, what in a situation whereby you need to speak with somebody and in a much more personalized manner. Now, once you're done making your payment, you have ability to click on, when you're uploading your receipts, you have ability to click on speak with a professional. So cybersecurity, oh yes, fantastic. This is something that you're looking to get into. Cybersecurity, or oh no, this is not something I'm sure I have the capacity to. Trust me, we have you covered. So you can secure your spot, pay either 150 US dollars or 123 pounds. And when you want to upload your receipt, you select that you want to speak with a professional. Now, this is the good thing about that. If you speak with a professional, and at the end of the day, all the programs, everything we have to offer is not something that is really going to work out with you. You have the ability to get your 100% refund back, 100%, right? So you want to just make sure that you take advantage of everything that we've talked about, secure your spot. If you have questions, we are readily available for you to book a clarity session, and you'll be able to join the session to speak with either myself or any of my colleague that are in that space to answer your question. So, but the most important part is you want to make sure that you are here for a reason, and the reason is for you to transition. So you want to take advantage of that and secure your spot, and I'll be looking to have you in the class. So if you have questions, you will probably want to drop it in the chat box. I will be going through the chat, and if I see anyone, I would read out loud, and you can get to ask your question. Right, so I'm going from the top where Gilbert said, I'm a newbie anyways, and I want to transition into tech. So Gilbert, this is your chance. This is your opportunity. Want to take advantage of it. And if you have further questions, we are here to always answer your questions and give you total understanding of what exactly or which of the career paths you want to get into. So I saw that chat just pop up now. I think somebody said, do you have career path in supply chain or something like that? So yes, so to be a supply chain analyst, that is you becoming a data analyst. So you want to learn the data analytics program, and that will equip you with enough skill to work in supply chain, procurement, or logistics analyst, right? So yes, Oluwasomi said, do you have a program for supply chain analytics? Yes. So that will be you going through the data analytics program, and that will equip you with the skill to get a job as a supply chain analyst, or even in logistics, procurement, or even in operations. Okay. So these are the things that you want to take advantage of. Does anybody have any further questions for me? So all the programs, you can see over here, the ones that are blurred out, you have the business analyst, data analytics, data scientist, data engineering, HR analytics, financial analytics, then the agile and project manager. All the program, all of them are starting on the 9th of August. Okay? All of them are starting on the 9th of August. So Gilbert said, I'm a pharmacy technician, and hopefully the text field will be more appropriate, or would feel it's actually. So being a pharmacist, I don't think I have it on this slide, but we've had pharmacists that it now depends on what they are, the level of what they are looking to cope with is. Some are very open to learning statistics or working with statistics. Some are not. So if you're looking and hoping to work with statistics, definitely data science is a good path for you to go. But if statistics is something that you want to really take some time away from, and you want to do data analytics, right? Then also you can even look at, so both of them that are like the most suitable fit for you, for you to have experience being a pharmacist, all right? So these are some of the things that we look out for when I just said that you can make your payment, book a session to speak with a professional. So when you come into that session, we're not just going to give you a straightforward answer. It's going to be a consultation. Like we speaking, you tell me a little bit about your experience, your things you like, things you're comfortable with, and we take all this into consideration before we go ahead to look at the path that is going to be best for you. These are the advantages you get. But that's why I said the most important thing is actually taking advantage of the discount, because if after this session where you speak with a professional, you're not comfortable with everything you were looking to get, 100% you can be able to get your refund back and you move on with your current career path. So these are the things that you get value from. So Oluwasomi, you can switch when you, let's say, for example, you register for data analytics program and your program has started, you have the ability to switch from data analytics to another program within 2 weeks, right? Anything above 2 weeks, you don't really have the ability to do the switching anymore. And this is the reason why. Because whatever program you're switching to, you've already gone 2 weeks already into the program. Meaning catching up, you have to start 2 weeks ago. Right? So, and remember, your classes, you will never come to a class and you have somebody reading to you or telling you to go and do some research. No, you're coming into class, you're solving problems, you're working on tools you've never had before, and they're teaching you how to work with these tools to solve problems. So these are the things they've done for 2 weeks. So when you join that program, you're going to start from the beginning. And as you're joining from the beginning, the program did not stop. The program is still ongoing. So anything away from 2 weeks is going to be difficult for you to catch up, and it's not really something that is applicable, right? But yes, you can switch from one program to the other, but you have the transfer window of 2 weeks. Let me put it like that. The transfer window is 2 weeks for you to be able to switch from one program to the other, and this does not come at any extra costs. Okay? And everything that I've talked about, everything they are encompassing into your 150 US dollars or 123 pounds. It does not come at any extra cost. Even in a situation whereby, oh, you went through a program, you get a job as a cybersecurity analyst or any other program, and 2, 3 years down the line, you get another senior role. So far, you went through analytics at some point, you have the ability to come back to us and have a schedule of one-on-one interview preparation for you for any of the scenario you're looking to get into. And this does not come with any cost. The only thing that is going to cost us is you go ahead to verify your details if you actually went through the analytics, and if you're able to get that, 100% you're able to get your professional schedule one-on-one with you, right? So these are the programs, these are the opportunities that you get from the training. Okay. Right. Do I have any further questions? Make sure that you try as much as possible to click on that mainstack.me so that you'll be able to secure a spot, make your payment, secure a spot. And if you have further questions, you will always have the ability to speak with a professional. Always. If you join a session and you have a session with a professional, you want to come and have another session, you'll have 100% opportunity between now to when your program starts by 9th of August. Okay. The most important part is you don't want to miss out, because I keep saying this because I've had lots of sessions, I have a lot of people whereby I will speak with them, they will see the price being 750, but they won't make payment at that point. Only when the discount has ended and they're saying 900 US dollars, they'll be like, oh, Prince, we spoke with you and you told us it's 750. Yes, I did, but that was when the discount was available. It is available then, it was available then, but now the discount has ended, right? So you want to make sure you take advantage of the discount, secure a spot. If you have questions, we are readily available to answer these questions to get you the best path that you want to get into. Okay. Do I have anybody? Do you have any more further questions before we end the session for the night? Or do I have anybody that probably want to speak? If you want to speak, you can indicate. You can just drop a chat. I will ask you to unmute your mic so you can actually ask a question. If you want to speak, you can just say you would like to speak so that I will be able to ask you to unmute your mic and you can get to speak. Right. Do we have anybody? Do we have anybody that wants to speak before we end the session for the night? Okay. Right. Right. All right. So if you have a question, you want to drop in at the chat box so that you get get an answer from me before we end the session. Okay. Any questions? Anybody? All right. So I think we are all good. I think we are all good for the night. So we want to make sure that if you did not feel the attendance, you want to make sure you feel that so that you're able to get everything we talked about from everything from the session tonight to be able to get access to it. Also get access to this video, everything Vivian did, and everything I've talked about, be able to get access to it, both the video and the slide used for the session. So you want to make sure, my colleague just dropped that link for the attendance in the chat. You want to make sure you click on it so you complete the form, all right? So at the absence of any further questions, thank you for being part of our session tonight. It's been a wonderful 1 hour, 30 minutes. Thank you for being here. And I'll be looking to see each and every one of you either in class, 9th of August. If you have questions, remember, you can always book for a professional to speak with you and be there to join and answer whatever question that you have, okay? Yes, so Oluwasomi, after you made your payment, you will receive an automated, in your email, you will receive a link asking you to complete the form. So you want to make sure you complete the form. And what is going to happen is even after making your payment, you have somebody reach out to you, okay? Be able to reach out to you and get you to, or you can even reach out to anybody if you have details of anybody. But I'm sure that my colleague in the chat box, they've seen your contact and they can easily reach out to you. And also make sure that you complete the form. What I'm going to do is I'll probably just walk you through how to upload your receipts. Okay, I think I will be able to upload. Let me walk you through how you'll be able to do that. Oluwasomi just pay. Okay, Oluwasomi, let me walk you through how to upload your receipts. Okay. So if you click on that same link that you made payment, it will show you that you went ahead to make payment. It will show you just before the programs. Can you see where they said upload your receipt here? This plot, you want to click on it. So if you click on this particular space, it should open up a Google form for you where you complete everything within the form. And once you complete it, it will get to a point whereby it will ask you to upload your receipt. So what you want to do is the email you used when making payments, you want to go back to that email. The one that is saying the receipt for the payment, you want to take a screenshot of it, right? Take the screenshot of that email, or probably a receipt, payment receipt from your financial institution. Take a screenshot of it. Then you come to this Google form. So you want to make sure you complete this. So if they ask you type of payment is going to be the initial installment. That is if you pay part. Or if you make the full payment, you want to select full payment. Select the initial part. You click next. The form is pretty straightforward. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. You want to follow the process and take advantage. So you paid for you should be able to secure your early bird discount. You want to input your name, your email address, your gender, everything you want to input it there. Then it will get to a point. Okay, let me complete this. So my name is then last name is Adeakoni. Registered email for the let me say okay, let me use a Gmail. So over here is asking you to add a Gmail that will be used for your class. Okay, right? You want to make sure that then if you used another email, you want to join any of our sessions before, you want to type it. If not, you want to make sure you just type not applicable. You click on next. Here is going to ask you to read the terms and conditions. You want to go ahead, read it. And after reading it, you want to accept. Then you click on next. Okay. Click on next. You input the date you make payment, which is today. Then this is the part where it asks you to upload your receipt. Okay. So you click on this part, you upload your receipt. Let me see if I have any file hanging. Oh, not sure I have any. Okay, so let me just select this. Okay, so then if they ask you payment method, since you made payment through the website, you just click on main stack website. Okay, so you want to click on next. Want to click on next, then you provide the name of the account. That is the name of the account you made payment from. So in my own case, it's going to be Muidin Adeakoni. In your own case, it's going to be the name of the account the payment was made from. Then you want to choose the program. So this was what I was talking about. So this particular program is on cybersecurity, but if that is what you're comfortable with, fantastic. But if you are not sure about any of the program you want to go for, all you have to do is select speak with a professional, right? I believe you can see this. Select speak with a professional. And once you select speak with a professional, you will be routed to, you'll be able to submit your form, but you'll be able to get access to speak with a professional, all right? So let's select speak with a professional, for example. You click on next, then you select the cohort. So this particular discount that we have going on, in a situation whereby you don't even have the ability to start by August, your discount still covers for you to start in September. Okay, so you want to make sure you select August if you're starting by August, but if not, you want to make sure you select either of them, which is in this case, let's say August. Then the phone number, let me just put 2348080. Let me just put it like that. I hope the number is correct. Oh, the number is complete. Then you want to select your country of residence, let's say in UK. How did you hear about analytics? You want to select where you heard about analytics. Is it from Nez, is it from Tenalytics Instagram? So let's just say Tenalytics Instagram page. What made you register for Tenalytics? Career growth. Okay, want to just type in the reason why you registered and you click on next. And all you have to do is submit. Okay, so once you click on submit, we get it on the back end. And if you select a program, you get everything you need to join that program. And if you select speak with a professional, you'll be able to get a link to book a time where it's comfortable for you to join the next class, the next session happening where you'll be able to have access to speak with the professional. All right. So Oluwasomi, I will have somebody follow up with you. I'll have somebody follow up with you. I hope you've been able to fill the attendance form so that you'll be able to have opportunities to get in touch with you. All right. So for each and every one of you, I believe you've seen how you'll be able to make your payment, upload your receipt, and also if you want to speak with a professional, we are here to give you that 100%. Okay, so at the absence of any other questions, thank you for being here, and I'll be looking forward to see each and every one of you in August or in September. Enjoy the rest of the day, and cheers and bye for now.